So there are many ways that we can bring nutrients up from the soil. We can either dig down in order to get to them, mine them, so to speak, or we can harvest the plants, the weeds, in order to get the minerals. A lot of what we call weeds are actually the Earth's way of bringing minerals up to the surface in order to feed surface plants. Another way to bring minerals up is through animals, earthworms, moles, etc. Come through here through this mustard. Yep, this is actual mustard seed. So this soil right here was dug up from beneath the surface. It was tunneled out by a mole. And this soil, and I will call it soil because it is rich in minerals and it even has life in it. It's got microorganisms in it. And, not only is the ground below me getting aerated through this tunnel that the moles built, but this soil right here is rich in whatever is necessary to feed new seeds, to feed new plants. So all along here, this entire way that I walked, this whole area underneath all of these trees, bushes, has just been aerated, and the mole has brought up minerals that will reach the upper level plant roots. So moles are a really good thing. A really, really good thing. I'm happy to have them here. I think I'm actually going to dig up these piles and put them in some of my garden containers. Nice soil, why not? Look at how easy that is. Now, I have only just taken the top layer of this hill. I've left the majority of the soil there, and I didn't do any further digging. So there's still plenty of extra soil there for whatever needs to be. See, I left still plenty here. See, there's still plenty there. I left plenty. Because when you work with nature and you understand how nature works, you understand that you don't need to take everything. Leave something. I mean, all the benefits of this mole, not only is it aerating under the ground, but it's also providing minerals for this little patch of ground on top of the, on the surface. So I don't want to take all of it, but I'll take about half of it, but I'll still leave. That way I know that I am still working with nature and not just taking from it. This is a pile that I've taken from before, and I can see that the mole has built it up again just a little bit. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. This one's interesting. Ants have moved in. We're not going to take from that one. We don't want those ants in our garden. And here's an example of a molehill from last year. And you see the plants that have grown out of it. I'm not going to be taking from that either. Even though that soil is quite easy to dig up, I'm not going to dig up soil. I only skim from the top of the molehills. This one's kind of interesting. It looks like it's been dug at, right? It's been dug. I haven't touched it. This one and this one, I'm thinking that a dog or something must have smelled the mole, because you see the dog tracks walking away from this area, and you see where it's been scratched at. So yeah, interesting. Little clues to what goes on out here when we're not around. Okay, here we go. I filled up this bin with the molehill soil. You can see it has different colors because some molehills were lighter than others. I mean, some of them actually had sand, but you could tell it's crushed up rock, etc. And then others were dark. Some of the holes were dry, some of the holes were moist. It all depends. So this is it. This was actually a lot. I can start planting in here right now. Underneath this, I have got a layer of cardboard that had been sitting down for a couple of months. And you can see where I've got the weeds that are growing up on the sides. I'm not worried about those. I'm literally not worried about those. And I'll discuss another time about rocks and weeds, etc. So I can plant in here immediately, whatever I want to plant in, because I am pretty certain that this is good soil. But what I'm going to do is add some compost, let it sit out in the weather for a little bit, let it absorb some of the rainfall, and then whatever weeds come up, I will let the chickens get at. So the chickens will take care of the weeds for me, take care of the dormant seeds, etc. in the soil, and they'll get it all ready for me. So I'm not going to plant immediately. I'll probably plant in a couple of months, probably in the early spring. I'll do some direct sowing of whatever seeds that I have at the time. And then the chickens will come in and they'll take care of all this grass here, etc. So, yep, that was, wow. There was a lot of molehills. It took me about an hour to collect everything, but it gave me enough soil that in the spring I've got this bed. So this bed is about 180 centimeters wide and about 50 centimeters, 180 centimeters long and about 50 centimeters wide. So that was a lot of soil. Thank you, moles. Until next time.